Good morning everyone to a wonderful frozen day here in Bavaria, Germany. This is the Volkswagen ID bus, long wheelbase, rear wheel drive. I had it for 2 weeks. It's gonna be picked up tomorrow. And I drove around 1800 kilometers with it, and I have a few thoughts. If your company has electric cars as company cars, of course you want your employee to charge at home. It's cheaper for you and it's easier for the employee. Tronity has a software solution for you to know how much you have to pay your employee for charging at home. With the Fleet Manager you manage your employees and your cars. Tronity connects to the cars and knows exactly when the car is charging at home and how much. And then you get an easy monthly bill for your employee. If you want to know more, there's a link in the description below. So of course everybody has a different need for a car, and this car is for a special need, space. So this is the 7-seater. If you need space for 6 people or 7 people and then a bit of trunk space, or for 5 people or 4 people and grown-ups and a lot of space for your trunk, then this is the right car. For me personally, I don't need that much space. So long wheelbase means it's 30 centimeters longer, and it also has a bigger battery, the 86 kilowatt hour instead of 79, but it still has the same rear wheel drive motor with 210 kilowatt that the short wheelbase has as well. Only the GTX is a bit more powerful. It has a lot of nice features that make the space and how you get into the car and everything really nice. So for example, this window here is electric as well. Then the door is electric. So, and you can open and close it inside the car. So it's really nice when you stop and you know you have to go get to, for example with us the dogs, I can just press 2 buttons, those 2 doors open, I get out, they're already open, and I can get in. The trunk is a bit of a problem when you're charging very close to a charger, because the trunk opens up like this, and then you need a bit of space here in the back that it can open, since the charge port is here on this side in the rear. Trunk is gigantic, especially when the 2 seats in the 3rd row are put down. We have a lot of USB-Cs and little pockets where you can put stuff. We have air vents on the top for each row and in the bottom for the feet as well. So there's really a lot of space and a lot of comfort function that I like. Driving in this car is not as bad as you think. So it looks like a gigantic car, and especially really wide, and you think, oh my god, when I drive I have to think about that it's long and wide if I go around the corner, if I go out of a parking lot. But it's really okay, because the turning circle is amazing, as with all Volkswagen ID. So navigating in a parking lot is really no problem. Of course the length is a problem when you have to go very extreme tight corners or into parking garage and stuff like this, but it's way better than you think. And when you drive on a normal road, in the beginning you think, oh, maybe I'm a bit too far to the right, I have to drive more left because the car is so big, but it's not. You see it in the side mirrors that you're totally fine and you can drive, it's no problem. Now, in this car we only have the rear wheel drive 210 kilowatt motor, and it's a bit weak with this weight and this size. So when you floor it, it's so passing a car and stuff, it doesn't feel very confident for an electric car. It's amazing power, 286 horsepower for a car like this, but again, if for an electric car it's not amazing. So if you want to pass someone, then you really have to look, is it okay? And then the other thing is Regen. Since the car is a bit heavier than other cars with this rear wheel drive motor, I think that the Regen is the same, or put less for safety, but the Regen is not very strong. You're a lot on the brake pedal when you go downhill. Overall Volkswagen ID Regen is not amazing and not very strong, and one pedal drive, forget it, but in this car it's even less. Getting in and out of the car, for me it's okay, but it's not amazing. So a normal ID7, ID3 or any other normal car, even a Kia EV9, to get in and out of the car is just normal. Here you're just very, very high. So you need this step that's here to get in, and you have to get used to it and learn it a bit how to get in easily and out. Another thing is this armrest. So the armrest here is really nice because the door is a bit too far away to put your arm on it. The problem is you can't get out when it's here, so you always have to put it up to get out. So if you drive a bit, I have it always down, even if I just drive a few kilometers. So only if it's 100 meters I don't put it down. And for my wife, which she is extremely short, just 5 feet, 150 centimeters, for her, getting in and out is a bit of a hassle. And then, of course, since she's so short, she has to have the seat extremely high to see something, even though the view in this car is really okay. The window is very close and it goes a lot down, so you see better than in other Volkswagen ID in other cars. I like that a lot. And of course, the front is not very long, and that helps also. So this is very nice. This is great. Another thing that I like is how many pockets and USB-Cs you have. I mean, there's a pocket here, 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 in the middle. This thing you can take out, and here, glove box plus this thing. There are 2 USB-C here in the side, one up there for a dash cam. That's really nice. The only thing for me is I would love to have a USB-C here in the middle, because I would love to put my phone here in the middle and not here where it is right now. That's not a nice spot for me. I'm not a fan, not at all. The seats are okay, but not amazing. So on a long distance trip, I don't find these seats amazingly comfortable. The armrests are nice, like I said. Seat heater works really good. You cannot have seat ventilation. Steering wheel heater is okay. The car heats up pretty nicely. Today, this morning, I preheated the car, and then when I got in, I set full airflow and 25 degrees for the front and the rear. And you have, like I said, air vents on every row, and it told me 10 kilowatt for heating. That's a lot. Charging with this 86 kilowatt hour battery is really good. Even if you charge to 80%, from 10 to 80% takes 25 minutes. Charges with a peak of around 205 kilowatt, and at 80% you still get 100 kilowatt. So that is good, and you need it since this car is very, very thirsty. On my long distance trip, I had 34 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometer with 130 driving, but not constant. Of course, there are construction zones and speed limits and everything. And I had to charge for a 600 kilometer trip 3 times. Many kilowatt hours. Hello, look at it. Of course, this car has high consumption. And I will make a comparison video of a few 7-seater cars. What's the pro here of this car, since it is so high, because there is a pro where other 7-seaters are just bigger SUVs. This is just gigantic, where you have lots more space, and it's of course amazing when you go on holidays, but on a daily trip, of course, this is then negative. Or if you just drive alone, since you have so much space and so much front that you drive against the wind, even though you're not using it. Interacting with the car is really nice. I mean, we have real buttons for the light if you have to switch something, fog lights, or if you just want to switch the light on if the auto function doesn't turn it off. Nice head-up display, sadly not augmented reality, but you still have navigation in there. Then here we have, of course, the driving data or your navigation and everything that you can switch. And then in the infotainment system, of course, you have your charge limit, but you can preheat the battery manually if you want that. We have a few pages that you can use. This is Spotify thinking. I don't have a good internet connection here. Spotify on board and stuff like this. It's nice, and it's good enough, and I like it. So interaction with this car is nice. On the steering wheel as well, we have enough buttons and all the things that we need. Looks good. And travel assist, the steering assist is just awesome, especially on a highway, but also on a country road. I have it on all the time. It makes the drive so much more comfortable and relaxing, so you don't get too tired. It's on the whole time. It's just nice. I like it. The wipers are okay. I noticed when you drive the top speed of 160, which I wouldn't recommend if you want to drive a bit further. It doesn't wipe the whole way. At 130, it's okay. Overall, it's not amazing. And I already heard a friend of mine has the Bus GTX long wheelbase, and the dealer called him already. Is there a problem with your windshield wipers? Because we get this a lot, that the wipers are not very good and they don't wipe very well, even after a very short time of use. For me, getting the dogs out of the car is amazing. First of all, I love that the seats are straight. They're sitting straight. Usually the seats are like this and they're always rolling to the back, and I have to put blankets here. That is a bit more straight. And the height for me is just perfect. I can get them very well. My wife, when she's so short, is not as easy, of course. I love that I can adjust how far this seat goes, so we put it all the way in the back. The blanket fits better and we can get to them while we're driving. I like that. So for me, this is amazing. But it just surprised me that the car drives okay, except for the Regen. The power is not amazing, but the size, you don't feel it as much. Yes, you sit way higher, but it gives you a nice overview of where you are. And all the mirrors you have, the view outside of the rear with the rear view mirror is great. Better than most cars. I like that a lot. Your backup camera is a bit, it's not that low, but it always gets dirty. So it's in this weather, it's not amazing. And at night, power is not amazing, charging is great. Range, of course, with this car is not incredible. You can't get far. Top speed 160 is not fast in Germany, and you can get far anyways. You don't drive that speed for a long time. But overall, the experience was nice. I'm surprised. If you want to follow me on Instagram, BatteryLife1, and if you want to support the channel, you can do that here on YouTube via channel membership. And if you want to know what's happening behind the scenes, I have a third YouTube channel, Behind the Battery. But that's it for me. Thank you much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.